Welcome to the Coffee with Cheryl podcast, the podcast for women over 50 who want to live their best life right now. Imagine having the courage to reinvent your life financially, professionally, personally, and spiritually. Join Cheryl and guests as they share practical tips and resources to inspire you to achieve the lifestyle of your dreams. So grab your favorite mug. It's time for Coffee with Cheryl.
Welcome to the Coffee with Cheryl podcast, a podcast for women over 50 who want to live their best life right now. I am Cheryl Garrison, your host. I am an author, I'm a coach. I am passionate about everything that deals with women over 50, and I am so happy that you have joined me on this beautiful Monday morning. I hope you have your coffee and you're all ready. I know I'm geared up this morning because I get to talk to my good friend, Pam Smith. And she is the CEO of Pamhasfavor LLC. You will meet her in just a minute, but we're going to start with our call for the day. And I believe this is our fourth interview in our entrepreneur series. So you're going to meet Pam, who is a coach, and she is an amazing woman, and you will learn so much from her today. But let's start our quote. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. I'm going to say that again. The only person you are destined to become is the person that you decide to be. And that is exactly what Pam helps women do. She helps them to make that decision on who they're going to be. And that's all in the arena called personal growth. Welcome, Pam.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here.
I am so happy to have the opportunity to speak with you. Why don't you tell the ladies a little bit about Pamhasfavor LLC?
Yes, Pamhasfavor LLC is a coaching business, and it is just for women who want to do what you just said, be who they want to be. You know, sometimes as women, we just get caught up in raising our kids, being teachers, being wives, being daughters, and we forget who we want to be. Because aside of all of that, we still want to be something. We still want to be somebody. So that's what we do. We help you gain clarity. We help you get direction. And sometimes we need a little bit of confidence to push us over the edge. And that's what we do at Pamhasfavor LLC. We encourage and support you to live your dream.
That is so exciting. I know I've watched you on this journey for many years. I think we met right in the height of the pandemic, and Pam and I used to every week meet for a coffee online with a bunch of women. And the thing that has always been unique about you to me, Pam, is that you're always the same. You always have a beautiful smile. You always have a positive outlook on life. And I believe that's important when you're helping women to transform. Now, I know that you are a personal growth life coach, right?
Yes.
Tell us, what does that mean? How do you work with women in terms of whether do you do one-on-ones, do you do group coaching? How do you work with them to get on that journey to their own personal growth?
Absolutely. I do both. I do group coaching and I do one-on-ones. And a lot of times I'll go to different women conferences and we just talk to the women at the different women conferences, because the main thing is personal growth is all about what's inside of you, right? So we all have whatever it takes, what we need to do, whatever it is that we want to do. So what we do as life coaches is we come along, and the best way I can kind of describe it is like the GPS system in your car. Like I know how to get somewhere. I know sort of the direction. I know which direction to go, but there might be something missing, or there might be a detour and I have to go. And that's what we do. We just help you track what it is that you want to do. So on one-on-ones, we sit down and we figure out, hey, what is it that I want? We don't try to figure out how it's going to happen. We don't try to figure out the end results, because sometimes that overwhelms us, right?
Right.
So we just figure out what it is that we want to do. We get that written down on paper, because you have to get it out of your head. First, it starts in your heart, then it's in your head, then it's in your mouth, then it's in your hands, and that's when you start walking it out. So that's what we do. We find out that process for each person, and it's unique for each person. And then we just start from there and get you on the journey that you want to go on.
Wow, that's great. I love when I am able to meet people or go to conferences and you are able to talk about what it is that you really want to do. And many of the ladies who watch the podcast, they're in that transition. They're transforming from either a career or the emptiness. The last kid has gone off, and or they've been downsized in their work, or retired, and now they're at this point in their life. But now what? And so for women like that, how do they come to you? What is the best way for them to start the process of working with you?
The best thing for them to do is they can go onto my website at Pamhasfavor LLC. And then I have a little questionnaire that they'll fill out. And then we just start with the conversation, just like you and I are doing right now. Because believe it or not, a lot of times we don't know what we want to do. We know what someone else wants to do. We know how to support someone else in their dreams, but sometimes we forget about ours and we don't even know where to start. So sometimes we just start off with just a conversation.
And then once they've had that conversation, do you have specific programs, or is it all customized to the individual woman?
It is all customized to the individual, and we just take it from where they're at, because everybody is in different places in their journey. So everything is unique to each person. I do have a course that I have online that if you just want to take a course like, hey, you know what, I'm just not ready to talk to anybody yet. I just want to keep this to myself. I want to do a little bit more research on myself. I do have a course online that you can take that course, and in that way, that'll get you thinking about different, perspectives that you didn't think about previously.
Is that available on your website, or if they want to, the course, do they need to just connect with you and you will get them signed up for that, or how do they get to that course?
Yes, that is available on the website. Just go to the website and then it'll just say course and just click on the course. Yes.
Okay, good. So ladies, remember that sometimes we're not ready to talk because we're not really sure where we're going. And we are times we're even a little embarrassed that we're in our 50 something and we don't know what we want to do. So this course may help you in determining that and having the courage to come to Pam and let her help you not just decide what you want to do, but get on the track to doing it. Pam, I've had the pleasure of publishing two of your books, at least the planner and one of your books. And so you, as an author, tell us about your books that you've written and how those books, if people aren't going to take the time to take the class or get online with you or get on the phone with you, tell us about your book.
Absolutely. I have two books. One of them is Becoming a Better Version of Yourself, Becoming a Better You. And it just goes through different insights. It just shows you where to get started at. Because again, sometimes we don't know. We know what our passion is, but we don't know how to activate that passion. So that's what the book is. And it just has different activities in there that you can do as far as being intentional, about having self-awareness. And you just kind of follow those steps. And then again, like I said, each thing that you do, it just opens up that door. It opens up that opportunity for you to think about something else. And then I have the planner, because, oh my goodness, you have to plan. Because if you're like me, you have a million things in your head, a million time frames, and you have to get it out. And then once you start planning things, it becomes easier. And we can't just always, Cheryl, just work, work, work. And
Mm.
sometimes we get caught up in the work. So if you have a planner, it'll remind you, hey, this is where I started at this time 2 months ago. This is where I'm at now. I've come a long way. So now I need to celebrate myself. So it keeps you on track for celebrating yourself. It keeps you motivated. And then you just get those thoughts out and, like I said, and just get it written down. It's like a journal. So that was the planner that I have. And then just one, just for support and encouragement, because sometimes we think we're out there alone, right? It's like,
Yeah.
no, you're not out there alone. You can be scared. You can not know what to do. You can be embarrassed. But I promise you, you are not out there alone. And that's what my second book, Harvesting Your Pearls, is about. It's just telling different stories and different times in my life where I've had to overcome obstacles and I've had to conquer different challenges. And sometimes just reading that will help you know, hey, I'm not out there alone. If she did it, I can do it.
No. When I worked on that book with you, just the title itself, because that's exactly who we are inside. We're like a pearl, and we're waiting to complete ourselves so that when that oyster opens, when we open ourselves to change, here we are already. We're this beautiful pearl. The pearls are all beautiful, and we've done the work. And if you think about it, look at how a pearl is created. It's hard work for that rock to turn into a pearl. So think of that's when I help you with that book, get it published. That's all I could think about is what happens inside of us. And you did such a great job of showing women how to take that raw rock that's inside of us and cultivate it into a pearl. And so I encourage you all to go. Should they just go on Amazon to order your book?
They can either go on Amazon or my website. You can get it from either place. Yeah.
Well, we'll put those links in the comments for the podcast. And I encourage you all to go and check out Pam's book, and especially the planner, because it's so important to plan. Now, Pam, we were talking before we started, the interview about how you have transformed yourself, how you have taken some of the principles that you help other women with, and those things have helped you transform your coaching business. As an entrepreneur, what did you do to change your business and to start your business to grow and get more opportunities for yourself? What were some of the steps that you took to make sure that Pamhasfavor it grows and it becomes a successful coaching business?
Absolutely. The first thing I did was I had to make the choice that I was going to accept the fact that it was not going to happen overnight. That was my biggest challenge. Because I just assumed, because I've been a born encourager. That's what I was put on this earth to do, was to encourage. So I knew that at a young age, and I did it for free for so many years because it was just natural. It just came out of me. And then one day, Cheryl, someone said to me, did you know you can get paid for doing what you do naturally? And I'm like, shut up, really? Somebody gonna pay me for this? So back in 2015, I joined the John Maxwell program, and that's where I became a certified life coach at. Well, that was well and good. John Maxwell, I love him with all of my heart. He taught me so many things in this program, but one thing that he did not teach me, and I found out even when you go to college and get a degree, they don't teach you, is how to run a business. I did not have a clue. I thought, okay, I'm going to just jump on because they say social media is the happening thing. I'm going to jump on social media, tell everybody, hey, I'm a personal growth life coach. They're going to see that they need it. They're going to just be booking, 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 and I'm just going to stay so busy. And none of that happened. So then discouragement set in, questioning self-doubt set in. It's like, okay, is this really what I'm supposed to do? And then I met Cheryl Garrison. You had a business planning course. So my first thing that I would say to you all is find a good course that you want to take for what you're doing and take that course, because I learned so much. I didn't know anything about a business plan. I didn't know the 3 month. I didn't know the 6 month. I didn't know the 5 year business plan. And I will never forget, you had us to set our goals on what our expectations was for our finances. And I just said, oh, well, my finances should just, I don't have to have a whole lot. I don't need to be a millionaire. Just give me $10,000 a month and I'm good. And then your next question was, what am I going to do to get that $10,000? And I'm like, oh man. So then you taught me the formula on figuring out what I need to do daily in order to do that. That was the game changer for me. That was the transformation for me. Yeah, I can't hear you though.
Oh, can you hear me now? Yeah.
No, I can't.
Okay. I was saying I had no idea that I remember when you take the class that I did that now that it didn't have that kind of impact.
Yeah, so that's what I would suggest to anybody that's out there that already knows what your passion is. You already know what you want to do. You have some things lined up. Take that course, get that business plan, because at the end of the day, no matter how much we love what we do or how passionate we are, we still have a mortgage to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us still have car notes to pay. Some of us still have luxuries that we in life that we still like to maintain. So you have to know what you're going to bring in. And then another thing that I learned in this course was get yourself out there. It's like you have to talk to 100 people I think it was for 10 people to respond, and then for 3 people to actually sign up for your business. So you're constantly out there meeting and engaging with people. So what I learned from that, my transformation to that was building relationships is so vital and so important. So that's some of the things that I did when I was transforming, and it made a huge difference. And again, it was not overnight that I saw the difference, but it was within a couple of years that I saw the difference.
And once you make that transition, and it just sort of mushrooms, it just continues. It's what we call building the foundation for success. And I actually learned that from a coach when I, first started in business, who taught me that it's so important to have that foundation to know how to properly make money, because business is about making money.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the next vital thing that I can say to you is, because I'm a life coach, and so I believe in coaching. I absolutely believe in coaching. Invest in yourself. It is so worth it. It is so worth it.
That is so true. And I'm encouraging those of you who are in that transition to connect with Pam and see if, not every coach is for everybody, but sometimes you can meet that person that you could just really hold on to. And so I encourage you to connect with Pam and do one of her consultation calls, and just like she said. So what's next for you? What's coming down the pipe as we go into the end of the year?
As we go into the end of the year, what I'm doing right now I'm teaching some personal growth courses just throughout the rest of this year. I'll be teaching one this coming Saturday. But what I usually do is I usually shut myself down. And this is the time that I invest in me, is from October through December is the time I use, because most of the time people aren't out looking for coaches. I mean, let's be honest. So if people are into Christmas, people are into Thanksgiving. So that's the time that I usually invest in me and just get myself ready, so you guys can have some great things coming up for 2024, because 2024 is going to be an amazing year. So wherever we're at right now in 2023, I just say, just keep on doing what you're doing. Just keep on plugging in, just learning all you can learn about yourself. That way, when 2024 comes, we're ready just to go right into that new year, to that new dimension.
Because we do have to take that time Now, a woman who's out there who, I hear all this, but I'm just not sure, and mostly they're afraid. Um, what is some advice you would give them to make that first step toward living their dream, to really fulfilling their life? And I know that's a big question, but if you could think of that, just a first move that they could make.
Absolutely. The very first move that you can make is change your words. Start off with just saying, yes, I can. If you just start off with that, yes, I can has so much power. It has so much power to it. So if you just start off with saying, yes, I can. And then after you say, yes, I can what? Yes, I can do whatever it is I want to do. So then that's when you just start thinking about your passion. What makes you happy? Just start thinking about what your strengths are. What am I good at? No matter what anybody says or does, there's something in your life, there's something that you do that nobody can take you away from that. Nobody can cause self-doubt in your mind about that. So just concentrate on that. That's your very first step. I always give out Pam's Pearl, Cheryl. So my Pam's Pearl for you on this is just know. I want you to know in your heart, and I want you to practice it if you don't know it. That again, we're talking about entrepreneurs and women who are over the age of 50. Know that your age is your strength.
Right.
People try to make us think that it's something bad, that it's something negative. Our age is our strength. Our age is something that they cannot take from us.
And they can't take the experiences that have gotten us here. And
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just know that your age is your strength and there is no limitation on it. No one can say, hey, you know what? You're 50 now. You shouldn't be doing this. You can do whatever you do because you're 50, because you've done all of that other stuff, because you have the knowledge, you have the resilience, you have the wisdom now. That's your strength.
those are just great words of wisdom, or pearls, as you call them. I look at your pearls online all the time. So if you have not connected with Pam on Facebook, because she shares these pearls on in her Facebook and in Instagram probably as well, right?
Yes. Yes.
So connect. Can they just go? How do they find you online? Is it through your Facebook or your Instagram or?
Mhm. On Facebook and Instagram, it's Pamhasfavor.
Oh, Pamhasfavor. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then your website, is it at pamhasfavor.com?
Pamhasfavor.com. Yes.
Okay. Okay. And again, we will put that in the comments for you to connect with Pam, because as you can see, you're going to get some really good nuggets. And I think she'll be able, if you are struggling, you can already tell that she will be able to help you figure out your path into your 50 somethings and 60 somethings, 70 somethings, wherever you are. And Pam, I just really appreciate you joining us today. It's been a delight to catch up and to connect with you again.
Absolutely. It is my pleasure. I was so excited when you said that we could do this. I'm like, oh, yes, it's such an honor. Thank you.
I appreciate you coming. It's an honor for me too. And again, just a beautiful spirit, a beautiful person, and someone that I encourage all of you to connect with. Get to know Pam, because she's one of the good ones. And I'm so glad that our paths were able to cross. And
Yes, definitely.
yeah. So ladies, again, connect with Pam. And thank you for joining me today on the podcast. And remember this, you do not have to live your best life tomorrow, 3 years from now. Start living it right now, today, and you will not regret it. Thank you, Pam. And I hope to have you as a guest in a future podcast.
Oh, thank you. It'll be my pleasure.